Just after 6:15, then I'm Katherine Hannett here with West Yorkshire Sport Daily through till 7 o'clock. Joining me in the studio now, our Club of the Week, Huddersfield Star Wheelers Cycling Club is our Club of the Week this week. I'm delighted to say that we have 4 of their members here with us this evening. We will find out a lot more about them in a moment. We've got Terence Hudson, who looks after the media side of things. Is that the best way to describe you, Terence, do you think?
I try my best.
Yeah, media liaison officer. Let's go with that. We've got Gary Lodge, who's the club president, Matt Bourne, who's road and track secretary, and David Gavin, membership secretary and club run secretary as well. Thank you all for coming in. I promise we're going to talk about you in a second. I do want to talk about World Cup sticker albums first, because we're busy doing this on the sports team. Any contributors, anybody doing the World Cup stickers this time around?
My daughter is. But yes, I haven't brought anything in tonight.
Ably assisted by you, I suspect. Has she got many swapsies?
We've got a few, actually.
Yeah. Have a word with her.
I'm feeling guilty now that I'm fessing up to the fact that I actually am going out to the co-op and getting the stickers.
No shame in that.
Fair
Everyone on the sports team is a little bit obsessed with it. Basically, we started this week. We've got our World Cup sticker album. It does keep us out of mischief on the sports team. We'd like you to get involved with it. If you've got swapsies, have a chat with your daughter when you get home. If she's got any, all you need to do, send us a picture of them. You don't need to actually send them in. If you take a picture on your phone and either tweet them in at WYS Daily, or you can text them in as well, 81333. Start your text messages with WYS. Basically, we can take a picture of your picture and add it into our sticker book, and you will get the credit as well. So if you would like your daughter
brilliant.
to be credited for helping us to fill in our sticker album for the World Cup stickers and hopefully get it completed sooner rather than later would be great. So if you've got any swapsies to send our way, as I say, dead easy, take a picture of it, tweet them into us, text them in as well. You can post them on Facebook too. Just do a search for BBC Radio Leeds and you can see how we're getting on with it so far, and you get a name check on the air as well. So we'll keep you posted on how all of that's going. You are not here to talk about World Cup stickers. You are here to talk about cycling, which is why you're here. So let's get a bit of a roll call first then. David, let's start with you. How did you get involved with the Star Wheelers?
I've been a member about 10 years, and I'm 55 now. And so about 10 years ago, when I was 45, it got to a time of my life when really the kids didn't really need me anymore, and I had time on my hands. So I just started getting a bike just to keep fit. And I set myself a challenge to do a Land's End John O'Groats ride. And I did the ride, but actually joined the Star Wheelers just to get fit enough to do the ride, and I've been with them ever since.
That's interesting, because I'm always people who like cycling, because it is a sport you can go out and do by yourself, as to what makes people go from going out for a quick bike ride to thinking, I actually want to join a club. So Matt, same question for you. What inspired you to get involved with the Star Wheelers?
Yeah, sure. I think a typical story, really. I enjoyed cycling as a young lad, and then life got in the way, university and all of the thrills of that, and then found my bike again and was riding on my own. I wanted the competition, the encouragement, the training partners, the greatness to be able to talk to somebody whilst you're riding, and that's really it. Found the Wheelers and got involved there, and
went from there on in. Terence, what about you? How long have you been with them?
I've been with the Wheelers on and off for quite a while, actually, about 9 or 10 years. But I got into it because I was a mountain biker, and I met one of the Wheelers because he organises the Colne Valley Bike Challenge over in Huddersfield. And I got out riding with him, and he invited me along, and then I started riding the mountain bike section for a number of years. I had one of my life experiences in that gap, so then I met my lovely wife, and we got married, and I introduced her to cycling, and she's now the ladies' club secretary.
Oh, a romantic tale. I like that a great deal. That's excellent. And so that kind of answers one of my questions, because I always got the impression that cycling clubs were very much about road biking, but presumably that's not the case if you do a bit of mountain biking there as well.
Oh, we cover all disciplines almost within the Star Wheelers, so we've got a good mountain bike section, we've got loads of go riders, we do cyclocross, we do time trialling, we do road riding, we do pretty much everything.
It's a bit of something
except
for everybody.
that ridiculous football game that
It's another matter entirely. And then Gary, finally for you, how long have you been with the Wheelers?
I'm kind of a midlife kind of guy. I'd sort of had some time on my hands, and one of my friends was a member, of the club and asked me if I wanted to go along, and it's the social aspect I went along for. I wasn't really into competition or, getting loads of lycra. In fact, I swore to my wife about 3-4 years ago when I started this that I would never wear lycra. That has changed slightly. It's quite comical. I do get ribbed in the house about that. But yeah, so the social aspect for me and the mountain bike side, and we do social sort of gentle cafe rides as well as competition. We're very much a club that does a bit of everything, and we like to be open and be a soft entry point for people rather than sort of feel that you've got to train 14 hours a day and end up like Bradley Wiggins.
I think that's it, because as somebody who's a complete novice, you might look at a cycling club and think, oh, that's going to be quite scary, and I'm going to need to have all the kit and everybody's going to be super fit and I'll get left behind. What would you say to anybody that is maybe toying with the idea but a bit nervous, Gary?
We've even split things out a little bit now. We sort of one thing we were very keen on. We noticed that the sport in general was quite male orientated, so we sort of got gentle intros. We organise a proper ladies secretary, and she's doing proper club rides. And we find that once people have got a bit of confidence, they'll go on normal club rides. David organises things on a Tuesday evening that we run for absolute beginners through to experienced riders as well. So we try and cater and we tailor our groups to specific levels. So we try and have a conversation, get people to email us first and say, this is what I can do, this is the level I'm at. And David probably would be a guy to just to sort of tell you how we split things out. But yeah,
I mean, the best evening is a Tuesday evening. It started probably 5-6 years ago with 3 or 4 people turning up, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And last Tuesday we had 50 people out on a Tuesday evening, and there's so many that we actually split into groups, pacey groups, intermediate groups. We have a steady Eddie group, which is really there for the first times to come along, see how they go along. It's only a 2-hour ride and take it nice and steady, and people, we find, come and do that and progress through the different groups.
But can people turn up, just bring a bike with them? Does it matter if you've got a bit of an old rubbishy bike that's been in your garage for the last 15 years?
I think a bit of forward planning helps, doesn't it? Yeah, just
you need
a little
bike that's fit for purpose. We've had people turn up with bikes that really, after 100 yards, they fall into bits. You need a bike that's good for, fit for the road, really, for their own benefit.
Have you got any advice then, or if people are, because with the Tour de France coming, everybody is going to be thinking, right, I'm going to dig out that bike that's been covered in cobwebs in the shed. What do you do to make sure your bike is roadworthy and ready for action?
Well, I'd take it to your local bike shop, and they can just do what needs to be done to get it roadworthy and come out with us. And you can always, if you get the bug of cycling, you can always, look to get a better bike, lighter bike. But I think one thing is that you need to have a bike that fits you, that's the right size for you. Lots of people have bikes and it's just not the right size, and they just end up having aching backs, aching knees, and it puts them off. So really, having a bike that fits them and is roadworthy is a good starting point.
You see, because I actually went and bought a bike last night, obviously knowing that you were coming in. That's what inspired me. And it is quite mind-boggling, the array of stuff and the amount of money that you can spend as well, which I did not, I hasten to add. But that can put people off again, thinking cycling is a really expensive sport. Do you need to have a bike that's cost you £2,000 in order to be part of what you guys do?
You probably shouldn't ask me that, because my wife's probably listening. So I'll say you have to spend everything that you learn on bikes. But no, in seriousness, no. I think there's plenty out there you can trial out. And as you get better, as you like it, you can upgrade or change. You never know what particular cycling style you'll like, whether it be road racing, whether it be mountain biking. So just try it.
I think that's a good point as well, that you shouldn't feel like you should go out and spend the earth on sort of a new bike. Actually, it's probably better to start with a second-hand something, or something that you say is fairly reasonably priced, because you might decide that actually I've gone on a road bike but I really like mountain biking. So you don't want to sort of get something that's going to sit in the garage and never get used, which I think a lot of people tend to do. So yeah, we try and make it easy. And also, if people email us when they want to come on a run, we'll give them some good advice, just give them some sound things about bringing in the tubes and just drinks and things like that, and how to do a couple of safety checks. And with the youth sections, with the kids, we actually teach them how to check the bikes in the first place. So if they come along to the Go Ride sessions that we run at Newsham High School on a Saturday afternoon, we actually teach them all those basics. And to be perfectly honest, we get lots of parents stood around the outside watching, and sort of trying to decide whether, I'll bear that in mind. So yeah, we try and give good advice before people come onto the rides as well.
That's all brilliant advice. It is going to be a really busy time for you guys because the Tour de France is coming. What was your reaction, Terence, when you first heard that the Grand Depart was coming to Yorkshire? how chuffed were you that you were going to get a taste of the action?
I suppose I was incredibly chuffed, but I am old enough to remember with the Leeds International Cycle Race, and I used to stand on the side of Holme Moss even back then to watch the races come through. But ever since I got into road cycling, because obviously I came from the dirty side of the brigade on the mountain bike, I've really got into the whole kind of arena of watching the sport. I've actually seen the Tour de France live when I've been on my mountain bike in France, and it's an amazing spectacle. I would absolutely recommend anybody who's never seen it before, go along and stand at the side of the road, because you'll never see anything else like it in your life.
Because some people admittedly are a bit fed up with it and thinking, oh, my road's going to be shut off, I'm not going to be able to get anywhere, I'll stand by the side of the road for 4 hours and then they'll whiz past me in 30 seconds. You sound so passionate about it. What would you say to people that are a bit, why are we putting up with all of this?
For me, I think what's really important is this is about Yorkshire. This isn't necessarily about a sporting event. This is about getting people to visit Yorkshire and find out what a fantastic place Yorkshire is. And once that really starts filtering out, it's the economic benefits and everything else for everyone else. It'll just be fantastic. And, you know, get part of it. You know, when the Olympic torch came through Huddersfield, we had huge crowds turned up. And, you know, there's no reason why you can't just stand at the side of the road and watch it go by. The only thing I would advise is stand at the side of the road where they're going uphill. Because if you're at the side of it going downhill, they will literally gone in 60 seconds, and you'll think, why on earth did I wait all day for that?
That is the best piece of advice I think I've heard so far. Obviously, you, as a cycling club, are wanting to be as much a part of the Tour de France as you can, and I suspect, David, there are going to be a lot of new cyclists coming your way, particularly afterwards. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you are doing surrounding the Tour de France. I know there's some guided cycle rides and that kind of thing you're doing.
Yes, I mean, since it's been seen announced coming through Huddersfield, we've had a lot of interest from university students who are doing projects regarding the Tour de France, school children doing projects at school who have come for advice, etc. We even did a thing a couple of weeks ago with the One Show, which is going to be shown just before the Tour de France starts, which will sort of keep us wraps on that. We're
right.
part of that film. The local museum, the Tulsa Museum in Huddersfield's doing a cycling exhibition. Have asked us to donate some memorabilia towards the exhibition. And for the tour itself, the Holme Moss is the iconic climb of stage 2 in Yorkshire, etc. And the Lane Farm, who actually own the land at Holme Moss, contacted the club back in January, asking if we could actually help them, because it's a one-off event, they've no experience in cycling, and they've asked us if we can help them regarding the big day. And so we are doing, in terms, because they're in a big festival area regarding food, beer, drink, and also we're helping with the bike storage as well. So that's where we're going to be on the day. Lots of club members helping out on the day itself and prior to that, and also doing some guided rides as well, prior to the 6th of July.
Brilliant. So all hands to the deck then, it sounds like, for the next few weeks, certainly. It's brilliant to have you as our Club of the Week. I'm sure we will catch up with you again around the Tour de France time, but in the meantime, if people want to find out a bit more about you as a club, the sort of things you do, or some of the things that you've got going on for Tour de France, best way to do that, Gary?
Website. We have an active club webpage. It's very easy. Stick it in Google, www.Star Wheelers. It'll come up on the search engine. We have a very active Facebook page, so again, if you look up Huddersfield Star Wheelers on the Facebook page, you'll get diverted to the club pages. There's lots of contacts and links, direct links on there. We run a HS Wheelers Twitter feed as well. So there's lots of ways through social media that people can pick up the contact details for the club, and on all of those sites there's contact details for the various club secretaries and members. And if you just want to sort of have a gentle intro and have a chat with somebody first, if people aren't confident, then just get in touch with us. We're a really friendly bunch. We cater for all types from 6 to 66. Give us a call or send us an email, and we'd love to have a chat and invite you along.
Brilliant stuff. I can vouch for that. You're all very nice. You're welcome back any time at all. Thank you so much for being our Club of the Week this week. We've got some bits and pieces of mugs and BBC Leeds pens and all sorts of things to take away with you to say thank you for coming in. As I say, I'm sure we will speak to you all again ahead of the Tour de France, but for the time being, thank you for coming in. Terence, Gary, Matt and David, Huddersfield Star Wheelers, our Club of the Week, joining us this evening.